Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we're going to be going through just a couple of updates regards to the OKEx exchange. So there have been a few questions regards specifically to fees, for example. So I will be just touching on that and just clarifying just a little bit of misconception around that. We do have the Spider-Man drop confirmed for Saturday. We have a reveal. So we have a first look at one of the Spider-Man NFTs. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. And lastly, I wanted to touch on the price of OMI for today as well. So without further ado, we'll just go straight into it now. VeVe, they have posted the 1 out of 5 Spider-Man. So initially I thought that this post would probably get 5 additional posts. But what I suspect it could mean is this next drop, we will get 5 different NFTs in it. So we have the Spider-Man here. And it's the same Spider-Man that DavidU shared on his Instagram. So just a couple of thoughts on that. Now, what I've noticed is the ones that DavidU commonly shares, the most popular looking ones, I believe this will probably be like the main one, they tend to be the commons in the set, and it would make sense if this was the common. We had the same thing happen to the Batman Who Laughs, for example. So I believe that this would be the common, just because a lot of people I think would want Spider-Man, and especially this version, the Amazing Spider-Man version, quite an iconic one. So I believe this will be the common, and since it's common, it will have quite high edition numbers. What I suspect could happen is we may have another similar scenario to what we saw with the Batman Who Laughs, or what we saw with Batgirl or the Actor 1, is the edition numbers may be too high for the flippers to be enticed, and we'll probably have some left over in the shop. And that kind of fits in with the plan that DavidU has had, is, you know, he wants stuff to be available in the shop for new people to come and purchase. So yes, I suppose, well, what I suspect is the retail value might not be too high, but at the same time, it is a Spider-Man NFT first appearance. That in itself is pretty cool. So I think all of the collectors on the app at the very least will pick up one, if not a couple of these. So that leaves me to speculate at what the rarer editions could be. Now that's assuming this is a common. So, you know, we could see a more obscure character. Maybe we could see one of the villains as the ultra rare. You know, it could be the Kingpin. It could be, you know, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, whoever. I don't think they would pull out, you know, the more kind of standalone characters such as Venom. I think that would kind of be its own set or its own series. But I believe Sony has the licensing rights to Venom. But yeah, VeVe does actually have a partnership with Sony, but they would have to acquire that IP individually. So we will just have to wait and see on the Medium article that should be dropping soon. We know that Noah Sanchez, he is now kind of managing the Medium article side, so we'll just have to wait on an update from him. But with regards to Spider-Man NFT, so there has been this kind of thing going on with where the artists of a brand, they kind of go out and create independent work, usually of the same IP that their brand is associated with, and they can sell it. So that's exactly what they did here with Spider-Man. So one of the original artists of the Spider-Man comics kind of created his own comic, made it into an NFT. I believe it's a comic by Marvel Comic. Okay, it's a drawing, not a comic. Converted it to an NFT and sold it on the Ethereum blockchain for $25,000 equivalent of Ethereum, or 12.75 Ethereum. So this guy's managed to sell a Spider-Man drawing for 25k. You know, how much could a Spider-Man NFT in premium digital format go for? I suspect this may be one of the more expensive drops that we have had to date, if not the most expensive. So I think we all need to be kind of loaded up with gems for this one. But, you know, the fact that a drawing has sold for 25k, then whatever we get on VeVe, I think it will do well as usual, but especially on the resale market. And once we are off chain, we can move over to Immutable X, and we can become more interoperable. I believe that VeVe NFT, specifically these really big brands such as Spider-Man, that first appearance, those are going to have massive resale value. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Now, on the point of exchanges, so I made an account on OKEx. I deposit OMI, no problem. I deposit from Ascendex to OKEx, but people have been kind of, complaining about the fees of OKEx. So specifically for OMI. Now, this isn't a OKEx issue specifically. Well, it kind of is, but at the same time, it's not. These fees are specifically to do with the lack of liquidity at the moment. Ascendex had the same thing. Over time, as more and more people use Ascendex, traded OMI on it, etc., the fees dropped down to about 1 OMI, which is like pretty much nothing. It's like a fraction of a penny. So I suspect the same thing is going to happen with OKEx as well. So that's perfectly fine. I suspect over time the fees will come down, so it's not really going to be much of an issue. But for the moment, I personally, if you want to use another exchange, that's fine. What you could do is kind of just send your OMI over to OKEx, because you'll be paying the fees of the native exchange that it's coming from, so that's fine as well. But the fees will come down. That's the main takeaway message. Now, lastly, what I wanted to touch on is the price of OMI for today. So if those of you who have been following, I made a pending buy over here. I hit that, and then we kind of rallied upwards, and we broke once. We came back down to this point of support, and we broke again. We failed to close above, and we came back down, and we just continued to go below, and we have now come back down to this key support level here. Now, could we come back down all the way back to here? Yes, that is a possibility. We could come down to 0.23 cents, but we have the Spiderman drop coming and Munawer Sha and MTL, so I suspect that might be a positive catalyst to allow us to hold the value up. But at the same time, the founder tokens do unlock in a week or so, and with that, even if the founders don't sell, there's so much negative sentiment that kind of gets whipped up in the community that people come and they just look kind of like, hey, why are there so many these guys dumping this project for? So that token unlock can very easily be manipulated. But yeah, at the end of the day, my long-term price target for OMI remains unchanged. Just in the short term, we will see kind of a lot of nonsense in the community with regards to the price here. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through with you guys today. We do have a big community stream coming up. Firstly, we have the Millennial OMI stream on Wednesday. We have a special guest joining us on that, so do tune in for that. And we have the big community quiz. So I've touched on that a couple of times already. So we're going to be hosting a quiz via Kahoot. It's going to be all VeVe related. You can participate on your device, your desktop, whatever. And the top scorers will get a prize. That prize is going to be sponsored by Ecomi. So we're not sure what that's going to be yet, but it should hopefully be something really, really good. Well, not even hopefully, I know it's going to be something good. So yeah, we'll just wait and find out more information in regards to that. So that's pretty much everything I had to go through with you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.